Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/Surviving Infidelity, where OP's cheating wife did the most expected of all cheaters. They never learn, do they? Well, let's begin. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter to consider my sister as a role model rather than her mother who cheated on me? Posted by Reddit user Main Appearances.
I finalized my divorce with my ex-wife last year because she had an affair. It took huge mental toll on me and also our daughter. In spite of the pain I was feeling, I never badmouthed about my ex-wife to my daughter because she was her mother. However, my daughter knew everything that happened and she told me many times how conflicted she was feeling, given that mom was her role model. Over the past few months, I have re-entered the dating scene and have started going out on dates. My sister has been kind enough to come over for the night and be with my daughter, because I'm usually out at night with my date at a hotel or at her house. I don't want to introduce any of my dates to daughter till we're in a serious relationship. A couple of months ago, my daughter again brought up how she was feeling really conflicted. I then asked her if she likes my sister, and my daughter said she loves her. I then suggested to my daughter that she could start considering my sister as a role model rather than her mother, because she has seen firsthand how nice and kind my sister is to her. My daughter seemed surprised with the suggestion, but she said she would try it from the next day. The suggestion somehow seemed to have worked. Over the past couple of months, my daughter looks much happier and asks a lot about spending more time with my sister. My sister too said she really likes the bond she's developing with my daughter. However, I am slightly concerned because my daughter seems to be emotionally distanced from her mother. Her mother called me a couple of days ago about her daughter acting distant from her. I spoke with my daughter a couple of nights ago. She said that while her mom is her mom biologically, she doesn't consider her as her real mom anymore, and that she now considers my sister as her real mom. I was a bit shocked and reminded that her real mom will always be her biological mom, because she gave birth and went through all the struggles to raise her. However, what I said fell on deaf ears and my daughter said she could never change her mind on this. Was I an asshole for telling my daughter to consider my sister as a role model? A part of me feels like I am because it has affected her relationship with her mother, but a part of me is also happy because my daughter looks like very happy, content, and at peace now. Short update, so this is not really an update I wanted to post. My daughter's mother's birthday was a few days ago, and my daughter was with her mom to celebrate her birthday. However, the next day, her mom called me in tears and said it was the worst birthday she has ever had in her life because her daughter was so emotionless and cold, which she rarely is, especially on birthdays. I spoke with daughter after that and asked her why she was so cold to her mom. My daughter told me that she didn't say anything bad to her mom, she was normal. I told my daughter that she has to be more emotionally present with her mom because her mom was really hurting. And my daughter said she would try, but it's hard for her to emotionally invest in multiple people as her role models. I spoke with my sister and asked her what she thought about it, and she said that my daughter should be given time and space to process her emotions, that she had to carve out her own path, and we can be there to guide her through the path. I think I agree with that assessment, and I'm not sure if I should keep lecturing my daughter on her relationship with her mom. My daughter seems very emotionally happy and content now.
Listen to me, OP. It's not about making her change her opinions about her mother. It's about making sure that she's processing the fact that her mother destroyed her family, but in a way that isn't going to negatively impact her in the future. Look, man, it's fine that she's mad at her mom. It's fine that she's not ready to be normal with her. And I agree with your sister. Your daughter needs time and space, and definitely a few sessions with a therapist. And now for today's second story. My girlfriend is getting close to another man who I know is interested in her. Posted by a deleted Reddit account.
My girlfriend and I have been together for 5 years. We're both in our mid-20s, met in college, and have been living together for around 3 years. A little over 6 months ago we had to find a new place to live rather quickly. Thankfully we found a great place in the city, a little on the expensive side, but we make it work. A week into living here, my girlfriend met one of our neighbors, Jenna, who lives almost directly across the hall. Jenna lives there with her boyfriend and they're roughly our age, maybe a couple of years older. By the end of December, my girlfriend and Jenna became pretty well acquainted. I don't know if I'd say friends, because they never hung out outside of them inviting us to dinner and vice versa. But I do think my girlfriend and Jenna texted every now and then. Jenna is nice enough, but her boyfriend, Sam, is a fucking asshole. He's arrogant and entitled and I do not like him. My girlfriend didn't like him either in the beginning, her words, but eventually seemed to warm up to him. Eventually we learned that the two of them are in an open relationship. I've never really understood the whole open relationship thing, but it's really not my business, so ultimately I don't care. What does bother me is I've caught Sam straight up checking out my girlfriend. I've noticed Jenna noticing it too and being uncomfortable with it. I didn't think my girlfriend has noticed at first. About 2 months ago, when my girlfriend and I were coming home from dinner with a friend, we heard the two of them screaming at one another from inside their apartment. My girlfriend wanted to knock and see if things were okay. I wanted to leave it alone, so we knocked. Sam answered and says it wasn't the best time, but Jenna pushed past him and left with a suitcase. He called after her, but she told him to go fuck himself and that was it. 2 weeks later, we didn't hear a thing from either of them. My girlfriend texted Jenna, asking if she was okay and got no response. This next bit I only know because my girlfriend told me. She caught Sam as he was leaving and she was coming home from work and she asked him if things were okay. He confirmed they broke up and that Jenna has moved out completely. The next day while I was at work, my girlfriend went to his place to see how he was doing and he explained to her what happened. It's not really relevant, but because I know some people may be curious, apparently he cheated and Jenna broke up with him. I feel like there's more to the story, but I don't know if that's all Sam told my girlfriend or if that's all she told me. Ever since, my girlfriend and Sam have been texting pretty much every day, if not every other day. I told her I'm a little uncomfortable with how close they've gotten. She said she feels bad because he doesn't really have anyone now. I told her it's his fault for being a cheater and it bothered me she has sympathy for him. She agreed to dial it back but said she won't ignore him completely. Then I asked 2 really stupid questions. The first was if she was attracted to Sam. I expected her to say no honestly, because she's always told me that I'm exactly her type and him and I are completely different. She said that's not a fair question. When I asked why, she said she should be allowed to find other men attractive without it being an issue and said surely I'm attracted to other women. I agreed, but I said it's different when it's a guy who's been eye-fucking her at every opportunity. I took her silence after that as a yes. I also took it to mean she actually did notice him checking her out. The second stupid question was if she has the opportunity to sleep with him, guilt-free, would she? She again said I'm being unfair because if she says yes, then I'll be pissed even though she'd have permission to do it. My response was so that's a yes. We were quiet for a while after that until someone texted her. She looked at the message and then looked away and I asked who it was. She didn't answer me and I got visibly upset. I started walking to our bedroom and grabbed a bag to pack some clothing. She followed me and said they're just friends. I asked if she would be willing to show me her phone. She hesitated but said yes, but the hesitation was enough for me. I grabbed my bag and my laptop and told her I just need to get away from here for a while and clear my head. She asked what that meant and I said I have to think about some things and left. So here I am, sitting in a hotel room, wondering what the fuck is happening in my relationship and wondering if I screwed things up, if she did or if we both did.
OP, your relationship was over the moment your girlfriend acted like this piece of shit was a person worthy of caring about. Like it was some sort of disagreement of opinion instead of him being a cheater and an asshole. That's a sign she was already bullshitting you, my friend. It was a blessing from the heavens that you caught her affair this early on. Now get the hell away from those two dirtbags. And now for today's final story. I found out about my partner's 4-month affair with her dealer. Posted by Reddit user Maxitoon.
I'm in a tough spot right now and could use some advice. I recently found out that my partner has been cheating on me with her dealer for the past 4 months. I discovered this accidentally when I tried to call a car rental agency from her phone and stumbled upon the messages. To give you some background, my partner is an ex-model who has had a white powder addiction for 10 years. We've been fighting about this issue since I met her 4 years ago. Her addiction has been a constant source of tension between us. She used to run her own company, but due to her drug use, she couldn't handle the responsibilities and ended up having to sell it. I was very frustrated with how she was running her company and warned her multiple times about what would happen. Unfortunately, I ended up being right. The affair started when her affair partner found her stolen car, bought it from the kids that stole it and returned it to her for free. This gesture apparently sparked their relationship. I travel a lot for work. I am away 2 or 3 weeks per month, although I'm back home every weekend. She thought I was cheating on her, but I never even kissed another woman since I met her. I've been aware of her continued drug use while she was supposed to be working, and it led to a lot of arguments between us. I must admit that I haven't always been nice to her because of my frustration with her addiction and its impact on our lives. For context, I also use the white powder occasionally at parties. I'll kill him! But not to the extent that she does. To make things worse, we had a huge argument when I confronted her about the affair, and the neighbors called the police. I ended up being detained for 48 hours, although she told them I didn't do anything to her. Under local law regarding domestic violence, the police have the right to detain a suspect for up to 48 hours, even if the victim does not press charges, as they are required to investigate any potential threat thoroughly. This whole incident has put my job at risk. After I was released from the police, I left the house and moved in with my brother in a town nearby, about a 40-minute drive away. When I left, she attempted to send herself to the shadow realm that night, mixing alcohol, drugs, and medicine. The police had to break into the apartment. I had warned them that she had threatened to kill herself. I also informed her parents and best friend, but nobody believed her. She had made such threats many times before. She spent 48 hours in a coma, but ended up being okay. I couldn't breathe for 48 hours. I have to say that I still feel guilty that she's struggling so much, and I don't know what to do. She has lost her company. Her family doesn't want to support her anymore. I left her and she doesn't have many friends here. We've only seen each other a couple of times since I left her and we had amazing sex.
Oh my God!
I do miss her every day still, and I care about her well-being. Am I crazy? She constantly expresses how sorry she is. When we met, she broke down in tears, apologizing for what she's done. She writes me long messages, explaining how deeply she feels the guilt and how desperate she is to make things right. She sought therapy on her own to try and understand why she did what she did, and to try to forgive herself. Her remorse seems genuine, but the pain and betrayal I feel are ruining my life. I'm feeling lost and unsure of what to do next. I still love her. Has anyone here been through something similar? How did you handle it? I need some guidance and support right now. Thank you for taking the time to read.
And then, we have this absolute golden comment by Reddit user Grandma's Villa.
She is an adult and responsible for her own life. Don't step into her sympathy trap and ruin your life. It's time to move on and live your life before you lose everything, including your job. It's good that she is seeing a therapist, and it will benefit you also if you see a therapist to end your codependency. You are mature enough to know what life is about, so end this hopeless relationship and live a genuine life you can be proud of. Time doesn't wait for anybody, so don't waste your life. Focus on yourself and your future and move on.
Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.